Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll show you how you can create a flyer for your business. And the flyer we're going to be making today is for beauty business. So if you know you are intending to go into beauty business, hey baby, I'm going to teach you how to create a flyer for yourself. You don't need a graphic designer to do that. Save that money and use it for something else, okay? So all I ask for you is to watch this video to the end and give it a thumbs up, all right? So the first thing I want you to do is if you're confused about the size of the flyer you want to make, just go over to Google and type a standard size of a flyer. This is what you're going to get. This actually helps you decide the size of flyer that you want to create. Depend on the reason why you want to create this flyer, okay? So having said that, the next thing I want you to know is that you need to have this app called Canva, all right? Canva is very user friendly. There's a video that's going to pop up for you to click on it and watch how you can get Canva Pro for life, and it is for free, baby. So the next thing also I want you to know is that I have already created a logo for this business, and if you want to know how to create a logo, just drop a comment and say teach us how to create a logo in Canva. Going to start creating this flyer using Canva. So first, the size of flyer I am making today is 8.5 to 11. All right, that's why I said if you're confused on the size, go over to Google and just click standard size of flyer. And I'm also going to drop the link in the description, okay? So now I am just going to click on customize size and change this to centimeter, and this is going to be 8.5, and the height is going to be 11, and create new design. So this is our blank canvas where we're going to put all our information that we need for this flyer. Okay, so beside this you can see several templates that Canva has given us that we can choose from, but we're creating this flyer from the scratch, baby. So I'm going to change this background to my preferred color, and every color I'm going to use here, I'm going to drop them in the description box, okay? So this is the color I'm going to be using for the background, and after that you're going to go over to the elements part of this Canva and type in shapes, okay? So the search bar here, just type in shapes. All right, so I'm going to be using this square shape here for my design. So I'm just going to click on it and then bring it into my flyer. Just going to drag and size it to the way I want it to be, okay? And when that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this and bring it down here. Okay, so next is to change the color of this box. So I'm going to use this color. I'm going to use this color here for this one, and then for this also I'm going to use this color. Okay, right. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over still to elements. I'm going to type in shadows, okay? Let's narrow it down to blue shadow because the shadow I want to use is a blue shadow. Blue shadow. So when you click here, you can see several kinds of shadows. All kinds of shadows that you want is here. So let me pick this one and set it where I want it to be. So you can increase the size if you want. You can also increase or reduce the transparency by clicking this area, drag, just reduce and increase the way you want. So I'm going to leave it at that, okay? Okay. So next, I am going to import my logo. I told you guys I already created a logo for this flyer off camera. So if you want me to teach you how to create a logo in Canva, just indicate by saying teach us how to make a logo, okay? And I will make that video for you. Okay, so just drag and increase or reduce the size to just what you want, okay? And place it where you want it to place. You can place your logo in any area you want of your flyer, okay? It's not compulsory you must place it there. You can keep it in the middle, just anywhere you desire to place your flyer to place your logo when you're creating your flyer. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to text, okay? So this area is if you have anything you want to write about your logo, just click on add a subheading, and we're going to take this out, and I'm just going to type in beauty shop, or yeah, beauty shop. That so I can work on it. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is change the color, the size, and the font, okay? So first I'm going to reduce the size to, let's say, 17, okay? And I'm also going to change the font to, let's use this font right here, okay? And let's see if it's boldened, and I'm going to bolden it. And so if you want more space between this text right here, you're going to come over to spacing, okay? So have letter spacing and line spacing. So if you want that, you just drag it a little. So you can see that there's a space now in our text. So just drag it and drop it where you want it to be. I think the space is small, so just bring it back a little. Okay, it's okay like this. All right, so when you have done that, it is now time to start imputing. Let's see, I think this is a bit far. Okay. Guys, I've already imported all of the images I want to use for this flyer. Most of them I downloaded from Google, and some I'm going to be getting them from Canva here, okay? So first of all, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over and pick this image right here, okay? Now the essence of having Canva Pro is that you can do a lot of things in Canva Pro, such as removing the background of pictures in Canva Pro. And if you want to know how to get Canva Pro for free, I'm going to link a video that you can click on to watch and get Canva Pro for free, okay? So I'm going to use this image right here, and let's check the transparency of this and reduce it to 82, and then drag this, okay, and just expand it, okay? Okay, all right, so let's go over. Okay, all right, so I'm going to remove the background of this image, and to do that you come over to Canva Assistant and click on more. So you're going to say background remover, click on it, and it's going to take this background off immediately, okay? You can see it's here. So this background image is out of the way. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over to, let me reduce this, okay? So I'm going to come over to elements again, but this time we're going to be looking for frames, okay? We're going to be looking for frames, so you can see frames right here. So you have the liberty to pick any frame that you want here. So I'm going to pick this frame right here, and I'm going to import it and then reduce it to the size that I want. Okay, so I'm just going to reduce it to shape it to what you want, okay? All right, so now I'm going to bring in the image I want to add here. So let's go over to upload, okay? So this is where you get all of the pictures that you have imported from your gallery. Okay, so I'm just going to look for a picture if I can find one here, but if I don't, I can go to elements and search for the picture I want to use. So all you have to do is just type in your search, and I'm going to say lipstick. Okay, so just go in and just type in lipstick, and Canva is going to give you what you want. Let's see. Okay, so let's pick this one here. All right, so if you also want to remove the image background, you can as well do that. So let's do that and see how it looks. Okay, so the background image has been removed. You're going to go over to elements and then look for circle frames. So you're just going to bring in this frame right here and size it to what you want. Okay, just size it to how you want it to be. Okay, so having done that, you're now going to look for the image you want to use. Okay, so let me go over to upload again, and I'm going to search for an image that I want to be in this frame. So what I'm going to do is just carefully search for the images I want to be here. So let's use this one, and let me remove the background by coming over to Canva Assistant, click more and click background remover. So you drag this into the frame, so you see it is automatically fixed into the frame. So the next you're going to do, also you're also going to go over to frames, which is under elements, and then search for another frame that you want to use. So this time around, I'm also going to use this same frame to attach into my flyer. So what frame does is it just helps to shape your image. Okay, just shapes the image to fit in perfectly into that frame. Okay, that's why it is called a frame. So I'm just going to reduce this and place it where I want it to be. Okay, all right, so let's go over to upload and then search for the image that we want to be in that area. So this is what I want to be. I'm also going to remove the background. If you also want to know how to remove background from your images, I'm also going to link the video to that. Okay, I'll link the video to that in the description, so you guys can see this is there. Okay, I don't think this removed completely, so let's do that again. Okay, so the background has been removed from this image. Okay, so let me zoom in so that you guys can see how this flyer is turning out. Okay, so the next thing also is I'm going to import the next image. Okay, so you know this is a flyer and you want to advertise your product, so you can just put as many images as you can into this flyer. Okay, as many images as you can, but make sure that your flyer is not being oversaturated. Just keep that in mind. All right, because if you put so much images here, it's going to be saturated. So just try to get the balance. All right, so I'm also going to go over to elements and then click on shapes, click on frames. Okay, click on frames and bring in another frame. So this time we'll place it here. Okay, I'll place it there. Now let us go over to elements as well and then type in eye pencils. Okay, let's type in eye pencils and see what Canva gives us. Eye pencils. So come over to photo and just pick the pencil that you want. So you guys can see another importance or advantage of having Canva Pro is that you have access to all of these pro features, all of these pro images. You can access them. So I'm gonna put this right here into this image, into this flyer. Okay, so you can see what this flyer is turning. Okay, it's coming out so beautifully. So next, I also have another image. Okay, let's remove the background of this. Okay, that is done with just one click. Just one click and you've removed the background of the image. All right, so next I am also going to import another frame by going over to frames and picking a square frame. So just go over to frame and pick a square frame. I don't want to duplicate this image, these frames. Okay, I just want to take them one by one so that if you watched and you don't understand, you'll see me do the same thing again. All right, so that's why I'm not duplicating them. So now I'm going to go over to upload and check for a photo that I'm going to attach into this frame. So let's go over to upload and look for an image that we're going to use there. And if we don't find, we can still go over to Canva and get an image. So let's use this image there. I'm going to remove the background of this image by going through the same process. So you see that the background has been removed, and I'm going to attach it into this frame so you see what it is looking like. So now I'm going to rotate this, and to rotate this, you just come over, you click on it, okay, and come over to flip. So flip it so the way you want it to be. All right, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I think I love it this way. So let's just see adjustments right here. Okay, and bring this a little. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to elements and I'm going to search for nail polish. Okay, nail polish, that's what I'm going to search for now. But first, let us import a frame, or we can just put the nail polish the way it is without putting it in a frame. Let's do that and see how it's going to look if we put it without a frame. So let's just go over and search for nail polish. So here you go over to photos and pick your preferred photo. Okay, this is nice. So let us add this here and see what it looks like without it being in a frame. Okay. All right, so let me zoom in for you guys to see what this flyer is actually turning into. So you see how beautiful this flyer is looking already. So I'm going to drag this in. All right. This is where you're going to tell people what you do, okay? So what you're going to do now is you're going to come over to text and add subheading. Bring it down here. Before we do this, I'm going to teach you something, okay? This box right here, if you don't lock it, it's going to move, okay? Just like this, you see, it's going to move. So for you to prevent this box from moving, you're just going to come over here, click on it, and you're going to lock it, okay? So that you're going to lock it. You're going to lock this particular box. So you see, it's not going to move anymore, okay? So now you want to write your you want to advertise this flyer by telling people what you do. So first of all, you're going to come over here and say dealer or whatever you have that you want to write. Sorry guys, I didn't know my recording was off. Okay, so all I did here is I just went over to text and stop and add a subheading, and then I just wrote this, and that is all. Okay, so we didn't really miss much. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over to elements and I'm going to search for shadow. Okay, I'm going to search for shadow. So this time I'm going to look for a black shadow. Okay, so this black shadow, I'm going to get it down here and I'm going to reduce it. Reduce the shadow. Okay, so this shadow just adds a little bit of touch to what we are creating. And I'm going to reduce the transparency of this shadow to, let's say, 74, which is fair enough. Okay, so that it's not going to be competing with what we have here. Okay, so I forgot, we need to remove the background of this. Okay, so let us do that. Let's remove the background of this. Okay, so let us remove the background of that. And when you're working on anything in Canva, make sure that it is highlighted. That's how the system is going to know that you're actually working on that particular thing. Okay, so with that being said, let us continue. All right, so now I have done this. The shadow is behind this text right here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to start writing my address, my the information that you want people to have concerning your business. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be inputting here. Let's see. Okay, so let us enlarge this a little. Okay, and then bring this in here. All right. So let's zoom in so you guys can see. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is come over to this area and duplicate it. And the reason is because I want to use this text and just write and then format it. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this up and I'm going to say cosmetics. And then I'm going to change the font to impact. Let's use impact for this. And I'm going to change the size to 7. Then I'll place it where I want it to be, and then I will duplicate it. Let's increase this so that you can see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to drag it over to this area, and then I'm also going to change what is written here, and I'm going to say let's say skincare. The skincare. Okay, and I'm also going to duplicate this and I'll bring it also this angle, and I'm going to say hair care. So right here you can just list out the things that you sell. Okay, just list them out. Okay, so I'm not going to go that into this video. And the next thing also I want to do is I want to add a demarcation line here. Okay, I want to add a demarcation line here, and what I'm going to do is I'm still going to go over to elements, which of course I'm still there, and I'm going to look for decorative lines. Okay, or let's just say lines, and then Canva will narrow it down for us. All right, so you can see wavy lines, aesthetic lines, several kinds of lines. We're also going to see decorative lines. So let's see. Okay, this is decorative lines. So let's pick a line that is beautiful. So I'm going to pick this line and bring it down here, and then just rotate the line. And I'm going to reduce it to the size I want, and then place it where I want it to be. Okay, so this is going to serve as a demarcation from each of the things you would have written here. So I'm just going to reduce it more. Do this. All right, so you can now see that the line is not as bold as I want it. I'm just going to come over to this border lines. This helps you to increase the size of the line, the thickness of the line. You can see it's becoming bolder. Okay, so now I'm also going to duplicate this line and keep this here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to impute the location of our store. Is your store an online store? Do you have a physical address? If you do have a physical address, this space right here is where I actually left that I can add the address of my store, but it's not compulsory. You can add the address of the store wherever you want to do that. So I'm just going to come over to this area here, and I'm going to add the address of my store. So we're going to go over to text, add a subheading, and just type in what you want to type. Okay, so let us see. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add your social media handles. Okay, don't forget this is like a dummy flyer. It's for educational purposes. So when you're creating your flyer, please make sure that you input all the necessary information that you need to input for people to contact you. I'm not going to be adding a phone number here, nor am I going to be adding an email. I'm just going to add address as online store, and then input the social media handles, and that is going to be it. Okay, so when you're creating your flyer, make sure you input all the necessary details that you need to have written on that flyer. It is very necessary because that's the only way people can contact you. So you're going to come over to elements now and type Facebook logo. So if you have a Facebook page, Facebook logo, so you can see it here, Facebook logo. So let's just look for a logo here. Let's go to graphics and pick a logo. So you can also change the color of this logo to what you want. So I'm going to change the color of this logo to blue. Okay, so this color right here, and I'm going to place it here, and then I'm also going to go over to elements, and I'm going to look for Instagram logo, Instagram icon. Instagram icon is already here. So Instagram icon is already here. So let's just pick an Instagram icon here and bring this down and reduce it. Okay, let's reduce it again. Okay, and then we'll drop it here. So we're just gonna reduce and reduce this one as well, and then bring it here. So don't worry about the sizes, we'll work on it. Okay. So now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come over to this same area and look for WhatsApp icon. Okay, so if you have a WhatsApp number, you can just put it down here, and let us see. Let's look for, yeah, this is okay. All right, so you reduce it. Guys, this is just the same method, just drag and drop, reduce, so I don't need to explain so much. Okay, all right, so the next thing we're going to do now is I'm going to look for a way to group them and then set them so they are all going to be of the same sizes. Okay, so I just did that. I'm just going to group them and place them where I want them to be. Okay, so here is okay. I'm going to bring this down here. So I think we should change the color of this to white. So let's change the color of this address to white so it pops. Okay, we're going to go over to text color and we'll change that to white. Okay, all right, So the next thing you're going to do here is you're going to also let people know this is a social media handle. So you're going to just go over here and say social media handle. So I'm going to copy this and bring it down here and edit it and just a social media handle. So guys, in this area here, all you have to do is just list out everything that you sell. Okay, just list out everything that you sell, and that is going to be it. So here you make sure you input the address of your store if you have a physical store. Okay, and if you know you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and drop your comments if you have any challenges. If you have any questions, drop your comments. If you want me to create a video on how to create a logo in Canva, please just drop a comment and say create a logo for us in Canva. Alright guys, so you can see what this flyer looks like when it is zoomed in. So with this, you don't need to pay anyone to create a flyer for you. With this, all you have to do is just take your flyer to the printing press and have your flyer printed. Okay, so when you're done creating your flyer, you have to come over to share, click on it, scroll down, you can find download here, and you download this flyer. Okay, so guys, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, like, drop a comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see the flyer that we have just created, how beautiful it looks. So you can just take this to the printing press and have it printed for you in the size that you desire. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bye.